Hello everyone, hope you are doing fine. And by now you have watched all the previous videos on rhetoric or figures of speech. This is part 7. In this video, I shall discuss figures based on construction. There are 12 such figures of speech under this category: interrogation, exclamation, chiasmus, zeugma, hendiadys, litotes, hyperbaton, pallilogia, epanaphora, asyndaton, polysyndaton, and tautology. However, the last one, that is tautology, is not exactly a figure of speech, but it rather consists of a defective use of language. Okay, let's start with interrogation. Interrogation is also known as erotasis. Okay, in this figure of speech, a question is raised, but the answer to it is implied in its very form. So often something is affirmed or denied very strongly under the form of an interrogation. The form of interrogation is employed in order to achieve impressiveness. A question is put either in the affirmative or in the negative. When the question is put in the affirmative, the answer expected is negative. And when the question is put in the negative, the answer expected is affirmative. Okay, let's see. Like, can the Ethiopian change his skin? Look at this example. So this question is put in the affirmative, but the expected answer is here no. Who loves not knowledge? The question is put in negative. The answer is affirmative, that everybody loves knowledge. Who is here so vile that will not love his country? Again, this is put in the negative, in the negative sense, and the answer is affirmative. If winter comes, can spring be far behind? The question is framed in the affirmative sense. The expected answer is negative, right? So this is interrogation, where the answer to the question is implied in the very form of the question. Okay, let's move on to our next figure of speech in this series, that is exclamation. Exclamation is the abrupt expression of emotion or desire, introduced generally by an interjection or by the word oh, how, what. And there is a mark of exclamation at the end. Okay, so let's look at the examples. Oh, what a fall was there, my countrymen. Then, oh, lift me as a wave, a leaf, a cloud. So you can see that there is an expression of emotion and it is introduced by the interjection. In the first case, the interjection is O, and in the second example, the interjection is O. And both the sentences carry exclamatory marks. The remaining two are also like that. How sharper than a serpent's tooth it is to have a thankless child. So, an expression of emotion introduced by the word how. What a piece of work is man. Again, the expression of emotion is here introduced by the word what. Okay. Acha. You must identify and understand the basic difference between exclamation and apostrophe. In case of apostrophe, there is an impassioned address made directly to something, like this example, oh, lift me as a wave, a leaf, a cloud. This has been taken from Ode to the West Wind, but this is exclamation. But when the poet is writing something like, oh, wind, then that becomes apostrophe. Okay, this is the basic difference between apostrophe and exclamation. In case of apostrophe, the address is made directly to something, to an inanimate object, to some abstract idea, or to a dead person or absent person. Okay. Next figure of species, chiasmus. Chiasmus consists in an inversion of the order of words or phrases when repeated or subsequently referred to in the same sentence. Okay, so remember that this will occur in the same sentence. The inversion of the order of words will occur in the same sentence, like beauty is truth, truth, beauty. So the order of words has been inverted in the same sentence. Fair is foul and foul is fair. Can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven. And singing still dost soar, and soaring ever singest. See, in all these cases, the phrases have been inverted. The order of words or phrases has been inverted in all these sentences, and these inversions occur in the same sentence. Okay, then that is going to be called chiasmus. Okay, zeugma. In zeugma, one verb is connected with two nouns, to each of which a separate verb ought to have been supplied. So, like in the first example, before moving on to the examples, you must understand that two, three conditions need to be fulfilled here in order to refer a sentence as zeugma. Like there are two nouns, one verb is connected with these two nouns, and each of these nouns requires a separate verb. Okay? So look at the examples now. The feast and noon grew high. So two nouns, feast and noon, are connected with one verb, grew. But each one of these nouns, fest and noon, requires a separate verb which has not been used here in this case. Hence, it is a zeugma. The moment and the vessel passed. So, two nouns, moment and vessel, are connected with one verb, past. Banners on high and battles passed below. Again, banners and battles, two nouns, are connected with one verb, past. Would hide her wrong and her revenge. Two nouns, wrong and revenge, are connected with one verb, that is hide. Okay? Then I am moving on to the next figure of speech, Hendiadys. In Hendiadys, two nouns are joined by the conjunction and one of them gets the force of an adjective, and a complex idea which might have been expressed by a noun qualified by an adjective is conveyed. So, to put it in simpler words, like there are two nouns. These two nouns are connected by and. Okay. Now, one of the nouns gets the force of an adjective, and then a complex idea is generated. The idea which might have been expressed by a noun qualified by an adjective. So, let's look at the example. She is dressed in gold and ornaments. So, two nouns, gold and ornaments, are connected by and. The first noun, gold, acts as an adjective here, and a complex idea, golden ornaments, is expressed. Okay? The second example, the hall was full of melody and misses. Here, two nouns, melody and misses, are connected by and. The first noun, melody, acts as an adjective, and a complex idea, melodious misses, is expressed. Third example, perfume and flowers fell in showers. So here again, perfume and flowers, two nouns are connected by and. The noun perfume assumes the force of an adjective to express the complex idea perfumed flowers. He drew audience and attention. So here the complex idea is attentive audience. The second noun gets the force of an adjective here. Next figure of speech is litotes. Litotes expresses a strong affirmative idea by the denial or negation of its opposite. So, a strong affirmative idea is expressed in this figure of speech, and there is a denial or negation of the contrary of the idea. For example, no maiden's hand is round the throne. So, maiden's opposite is man. So, no maiden's hand means no woman's hand. That means a man's hand is round the throne. Second example, this is no common speech. So, instead of saying this is uncommon speech, the writer has said this is no common speech. Okay, so the writer is expressing a strong affirmative idea that this is uncommon speech. But how is he expressing that idea? By the denial or negation of its opposite, no common speech. Achha. Next example, not unbecoming men that strove with gods means becoming men that strove with gods. This is no joyous matter means this is a sad matter. Okay. Next figure of speech is hyperbaton or inversion. In hyperbaton, there is an inversion of the regular grammatical order of words. Okay, so please remember that in case of chiasmus, the order of words are inversed in the same sentence. But in case of hyperbaton or inversion, what is happening? That the regular grammatical order of words is inverted. Okay, so regular grammatical order is inverted here. Much have I traveled in the realms of gold. The regular order should have been I have traveled much in the realms of gold. So instead of saying that, the writer has said, much have I traveled in the realms of gold. Round many western islands have I been. Again, the correct grammatical order should be I have been round many western islands. Much have I seen and known. The correct order should have been I have seen and known much. Just are the ways of God. Again, it should have been the ways of God are just. Okay? So, this is called hyperbaton, where the regular grammatical order of words is inverted. Next figure of speech is pallilogia. In pallilogia, there is the simple reiteration or repetition of the same word or words in a line or sentence. For example, O earth, O earth, O earth, hear the voice of the dead. So the two words, O earth, this phrase is repeated thrice in the same sentence. This is called pallilogia. Next example, so various, so beautiful, so new. The word so is repeated here. Happy, happy boughs that cannot shed. Happy is repeated twice. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. The word tomorrow has been repeated thrice. So this is called pallilogia, where repetition of the same word or words occurs in a line or sentence. In the same line, okay, not in subsequent lines, in the same line. When this repetition occurs in the same line, we call it pallilogia. Next figure of speech is epanaphora. In epanaphora, same word or words are repeated at the beginning of successive lines. Okay, remember that the words are repeated at the beginning of successive lines. Example: ring out old shapes of foul disease, ring out the narrowing last of gold, ring out the thousand years of war. So the phrase ring out has been repeated at the beginning of three successive lines. Hence, it is epanaphora. Next example, where palsy shakes a few sad last grey hairs, where youth grows pale and spectre thin and dies, where but to think is to be full of sorrow. So the word where is repeated in three successive sentences and hence it is called epanaphora. Next figure of speech is asyndeton. In asyndeton, connecting conjunctions are omitted. For example, I slip, I slide, I gleam, I dance. So, in this kind of sentence, you can see that we should have used one and before I dance. I slip, I slide, I gleam, and I dance. But that connecting conjunction is omitted here, and hence this is called asyndeton. The spring, the head, the fountain of your blood. Again, and is omitted here. Fear, pity, justice, indignation start. The connecting conjunction and is omitted here also. Where palsy shakes a few sad last grey hairs. After sad, we should have used one and, but that is omitted here. This is asyndeton. Exactly the opposite of this figure of speech is polysyndeton. So in polysyndeton, there is an excessive use of connecting conjunctions. For example, tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. So simply, we generally use the and just before the last noun or last word, right? But here it has been used twice. So excessive use of connecting conjunctions. So this is called polysyndeton. Next example, that hoard and sleep and feed and know not me. So many times and has been used. Burnt green and blue and white. Twice and has been used. Next figure of speech is tautology, which I have already mentioned that tautology is not exactly a figure of speech, it is rather a defect in the use of language. It means to make the same statement as already made. So, examples, let us look at the examples, then you will be able to understand clearly. This is a true fact. So, there is a tautology for true and fact carry the same sense, and the like the former word, that is true, is redundant, right? Here we don't have to use actually the word true, we can simply say this is a fact. Likewise, he felt quite tired and well exhausted. Both the words tired and well exhausted mean the same thing, so we don't have to use the two words separately. I saw that with my own eyes. So we see everything with our eyes. So you don't have to say that you have seen something with your eyes. You have seen something. That's okay. So in this sentence, it is enough to say, I saw that. Okay. He was the king and lord of his state. Again, king and lord of his state both denote the same meaning. So we should have used only one of these. So with this, I have completed figures based on construction and also rhetoric or figures of speech. In the next videos, I shall upload a few important questions and practice sets. So please stay tuned for the next videos. And if you have found this video useful, then please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you all.